Hi, it's Warren Huart here. Hope you're doing marvelously well today. Today I'm going to talk about using hardware inserts in your DAW. We're going to do it on Pro Tools, and we're going to use the Robert John and the Wreck song, Blame It on the Whiskey, which we've used a few times before. And I'm going to try and use it on vocals and maybe some drums and all kinds of fun stuff. And this gives us a great and a wonderful opportunity to try out some new toys. There's a company in Poland called WesAudio, and WesAudio are making an 1176 that fits in a 500 series rack. Now, quite a few people make 500 series 1176s, and what is unique about this one is it comes with a plugin you can use in all different kinds of DAWs. And what this plugin does is it recalls the settings. Via a USB cable here, I can control all of the settings on my compressor. So what's fantastic about this is you can control it obviously remotely, and you don't have to have it next to you. So on tracking in particular, at first, you could actually automate settings. Now you might say to yourself, why would I need to do that? Well, if you watched my vocal tips video, what I do a lot of the time when I was talking about recording, and I was comparing to like Bruce Botnick, who's one of the greatest engineers that ever lived, instead of sitting there and having one compression setting or one gain setting, I would sit there and I'm literally adjusting the gain, I'm adjusting the compression ratios, sometimes even that while a singer is singing, especially when you're dealing with incredibly dynamic singers. So just imagine I have a lyric sheet and I've the singer sung down, and I mark off a few moments where he or she is getting really overly dynamic on lines. I could sit there and I could draw in the automation. I could adjust the compression ratio to change on a line. I could do, increase or decrease the attack or the release. So you could do it while tracking, and of course, just as importantly, and probably just as excitingly, you can use this on a mix. Because there's something great about using hardware inserts where you've got nice pieces of equipment that, what we've got here, for instance, is we've got the Focusrite Pro 40 and the Sapphire Pro 40, and this has numerous inputs and outputs. So I can have my 2-bus mix on 1 and 2, but I can use 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can use those as hardware inserts and insert other pieces of equipment. So if you've got a nice 1176 like this, you could insert it on the vocal track. You could put it on a mono drum track. In fact, we'll try that and we'll see how it sounds. We have a new EQ here by BAE called a B15, which they launched a few weeks ago. So we'll put that in line after the compressor and see how that feels on the vocal as well and on the drums and everything. So we can have some real fun with this. So let's check it out. Great, so let's go and set up our hardware insert and let's put it on our vocal. So this is the vocal comp. So we're going to go to the I/O here and we're going to go, it's already clicked on insert. You've got input, output, bus, and insert. Okay, so new path, 1 mono, create, let's call it Mimas. And we'll set it to 3. So we selected 3. So it's coming out line output 3 on the Sapphire Pro 40. And then going back in line input 3 on the Sapphire Pro 40. So that's how we set an insert. Okay, let's find it here. So I/O Mimas Mono. There it is. Boom. Okay, great. Now, let's just test it's getting signal before we do anything else.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
There it is.
Anything to keep you safe.
Okay, so we're getting signal. Headphones on. Okay, let's listen. Okay, so now let's select, here it is, under Dynamics, Mimas Mono. And then we go to here, and we select USB Direct. Woohoo! And there it is. All right, let's play with the controls. Ooh, nice. So you can see I'm moving the controls here on the input and the output, and it is remotely controlling it. There's a little light here where the data is flicking on as I'm moving it, just to say it's receiving data there. Okay, great. So just highlighted this phrase here.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Now, it's an 1176, so what that means is it's a fixed threshold compressor. So the way the fixed threshold works, if we set our ratio, for instance, to 4:1, every time the signal goes 4 dB over, it lets 1 dB through. That's what 4:1 means. So 4 dB over 0, over where the fixed threshold is set, allows 1 dB through. So it needs to go 8 or 12 or 20:1 to let 1 dB through. So what that means is it gets more aggressive from 4:1 to 20:1. 20:1 is like as close to limiting as you can get. That's pretty hefty, you know, 20 dB over just to let 1 dB over that threshold. So let's set the vocal up and have a listen.
Blame it on a bad dream.
At the moment, it's not doing anything.
Didn't mean a damn thing. Anything to keep yourself from coming clean. Blame it on a bad dream.
So what our selection here is gain reduction in or out. So what that means is, are we hearing the gain reduction or are we hearing the output of how loud the signal's coming out? Let's have a quick check.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
So there it's set to output and you're seeing the lights going.
Blame it.
Honestly, I always set it to gain reduction. I want to see and hear what it's doing.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing. Anything to keep yourself from coming clean. Blame it.
Great. So we can bypass it.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Cool. So we haven't set it to do anything yet. So let's have some fun with it. So we'll set it in.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing. Anything to keep yourself from coming clean.
Bring the output down a little
Blame
bit.
it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing. Anything to keep yourself from coming clean. Blame it on a bad dream.
Right, let's bypass it.
Blame it on a bad dream. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Now, if you listen to that, it didn't mean a damn thing line here.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Put it in.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Nice.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Really, really nice the way it just grabs that and pulls it forward.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Now, typically I set my release time all the way to the right. Let's have a listen here.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Bring our output down.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Input up.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
That's pretty nice. So what I've got there is I've got my release time to the fastest set release time.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
Bypass.
No, I didn't mean a damn thing. No, I didn't mean a damn thing.
I mean, you can definitely hear it working. It sounds like an 1176. It'll really pull the vocal forward. So it's a great vocal compressor, as 1176s are. I mean, I love the fact that we can control it from here. Like I said, if I was mixing and I had a pair of these or something and I wanted to put it on a drum bus or something fun like that, being able to control them without having to lean over all the time is going to be really useful. And the fact that this is recallable and you can write the automation is fantastic. It's really good. You know, I work with Jim Scott and he uses a pair of 1176s on his mix bus. He uses a pair of 1176s on his mix bus. Now, whether people like that or not, I'm telling you, Jim Scott does, and he makes great mixes and is a wonderful guy and very talented. So imagine a pair of these across your mix bus and then being able to adjust your ratio or adjust, you know, the amount of compression you're getting to really let the mix breathe would be great. Plus, the great feature that is not on a standard 1176, which they've got here, is a sidechain filter. Now you might ask, what will that do? Well, let's find a drum track. Here's a mono room mic, a 67. Let's have some fun with that. Okay, so we're pulling the mono room mic down here. So this is what I'm simply going to do. I'm going to just turn these off for a second. Drag this over here, turn it on. Drag this over here, turn it on. And let's just take a chorus beat. Let's have a listen. Bypass it a second. That's interesting because it's got a lot of cymbal bleed in it. So let's put on the compressor. So there's some classic drum compression there, where I've got the attack all the way to the far left, the release all the way to the far right. I'm only using 4:1 ratio, but let's have a listen. It's compressing the kick quite heavily. There's a lot of cymbal bleed in here, so let's try something. Let's put the sidechain on 60. Now it's letting all the 60 hertz come through. Let's go up to 90. So it's compressing everything above 90. So let's abuse it. I really like that. I love that effect. I love that effect on compressors anyway, but anything that has a sidechain, you can see what it's doing there. It's letting that kick come through. It's compressing everything above it, so it's tucking the cymbals and all that brightness back into the mix. Bypass. Let's balance out the outputs so they're equal. It's good before, it's good after. It's Sunset Sound. It's a great room. Oh yeah. Totally abusing it. I'm just abusing the heck out of it. Okay, let's do this. Here's the pump function with all the buttons in. So it's great, very fun. I mean, we could try that on all kinds of drum mics. You know, it's great for adding energy to mixes. That U67, admittedly, was quite an energetic mic anyway. So let's try, just because we can, let's try a mono overhead and make it into something it's not. Turn that into a room mic. So here's our mono overhead. Let's just drag these across. Turn them on. I love how effective this is working, very clean. Okay, let's have a listen. abusing it here a little bit. Get more attack out of it. Definitely brings more energy into the track. In this instance, you know, the top end's really out of control because they're overhead mics. There's only so much you can do with that. So let's go to like 8-to-1, have a listen. It's quite aggressive. So let's engage our EQ. So firstly, let's go down to 60 where our kick is. Very nice. That warmth that B15's put on, it's really good. Have a listen. Out. Back in. Some of that harshness is around about 3 to 5, so I'm going to select 3.3 and tuck it down a bit. That's a good sounding room mic now out of a mono overhead. And I can go a little higher and go up to like 10 and boost it so it's a little sweeter. Before, bright, aggressive, kind of cool. Engage the B15. Very nice. Honestly, this is the first time I got to try this out. I got this as a test. It's really nice. That's a really nice warm sounding EQ. I hear this was designed by Avidus, who's like a little bit of a Neve guru, and I've heard great things about this EQ, and they've just relaunched it. It's really good. Great. So it's pretty remarkable. So obviously the BAE is not, the B15 is not recallable, but it shows you how you can use your hardware insert, because what we've done is we're controlling this with the USB. So this is completely recallable. The B15 is not recallable with the USB, but if this idea takes off, I could see a lot of manufacturers using this technology in their plugins. It would really help us, because even just like a couple of, I don't know, if you have a pair of compressors or one stereo compressor, a stereo EQ, and you want to put it on your mix bus, you want to put it on your drum bus, and you want to add that warmth that you can get from a transformer-based piece of equipment, because it's not just about, there's a lot of things like transformers really help. And with obviously with these, they use the Carnhill, the original St. Ives transformers, which add some warmth. This is transformer-based. You can see the transformer in there. That's adding warmth. And you know, they soak up the transients. They really do. They add more warmth. They seem to add more depth to it. So, you know, just a choice couple of pieces of gear. You know, you've got your home setup. Here we're using a relatively inexpensive interface, you know, the Focusrite. We've got my old beaten up laptop from 7 or 8 years ago. And just a couple of choice pieces of equipment, and really kind of giving us some, you know, a real upgrade in quality of sound. Great. So obviously I scratched the surface on what we could do with this technology, but I love it. It's a really smart idea. I particularly like 500 series equipment. You know, I could travel with this little lunchbox, you know, all over the world, all over the country, making records. And, you know, with a mic pre here, I've got a high quality mic pre, an EQ and a compressor. You know, a pair of EQs, a pair of compressors, and that one mic pre, and I'm pretty much doing everything I need to do. So it's really nice. I love people doing 500 series equipment. That sounds like a good 1176, as good as the ones I have in the rack. I love this technology. This is really smart. I hope it takes off. It must take off, because it's going to be great for guys like us that are going around with small setups, you know, either with like the Focusrite or an Apollo, a laptop, one little lunchbox, you know, and one condenser microphone, and you're making albums anywhere in the world, anytime, day or night. So God bless it. So thank you ever so much for watching. Please leave some questions and comments below. If you're using hardware inserts in your sessions, in your mixing, and your recording, let's talk about it. You know, there's a lot of people asking me questions. There's a lot of conversations about, you know, what is the difference between using plugins versus hardware? What do I really feel? I feel like if you've started off in this new world with your laptop and a nice I/O and a decent mic, you can make music and you can make it sound amazing. For me, I came up with, you know, tape and then ADATs and Pro Tools, and I sort of evolved like that. So I grew up understanding and using hardware more than I did using DAWs. However, I got into DAWs in like 98. 97, I first started using Pro Tools. So I've been using it for best part of 20 years and making records on it. So I love both worlds. And to me, just having the ability to use a couple of pieces of hardware, you know, A, recording into it, and B, maybe on a mix, could be a game changer. You know, being able to insert a really nice compressor or a pair of compressors. Like I was saying, Jim Scott uses a pair of 1176s on his mix bus. So, you know, and that, the components of an 1176 are easily available. They're transformer balanced, you know, and the fact that somebody has A, built a 500 series 1176, and B, most uniquely, created the software we can independently control it, could be a game changer long term. So I'm very impressed. Thank you. Please subscribe, go to Produce Like a Pro, sign up for the email list, and leave tons of questions and comments, and let's have a great discussion about hardware and the future of plugins and hardware, etc. Thanks very much for watching.